Talladega Superspeedway, a track known for great racing, 3 wide and 4 wide action, and photo finishes. We got that yesterday. Ryan Blaney gets his second win of the 2023 season, and I believe this is his third Talladega win. Let's get started with this video.
Back to reality.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of In the NASCAR Talladega Race Review Edition. And yeah, guys, I was there in person for that race, and for both the truck and the cup race, and I had a blast. I had a fun time. It was my 17th birthday. It was my birthday weekend, and yeah, so man, really happy I was able to attend that race, and the finish was wild. I gotta talk about the finish first. Ryan Blaney, man, he gets his third Talladega win. I've seen him win in 2019. I've seen him win in person in 2019 when he won in a photo finish with Ryan Newman. I get to see that finish in person, and now this finish, way wild. And yeah, we didn't go in overtime, but it was a great finish. Really great finish, great race, awesome race. And also when I was watching, filming the finish of this race, which you'll get to see in my vlog coming out later this week. Yeah, when that crash happened at the end, where literally almost everyone got wrecked, all I saw was Kyle Larson spinning out in a bunch of smoke. That was literally all I see, because there were people standing up and I couldn't even tell what was happening because so much people was standing up and I didn't even bother when I put my camera over to the left to see what was actually happening, but I seen it for a little bit and then went off heading towards the finish. But man, it was great. I'm glad I got to caught the finish on camera, and I got a little clip of Chase Elliott spinning out in front of the field, so you'll get to see that in my vlog. So stay tuned for that. And Ryan Blaney, man, he literally did a burnout. Like, he actually did a burnout on the front straightaway, and that was cool. Brian Blaney's a guy who doesn't even do burnouts. For a burnout, in fact, that is so cool, man. Really happy Blaney got to do a burnout. So yeah, so really cool. Congratulations to Ryan Blaney, man. What a win for you, man. So yeah, and this win officially punches his ticket to the round of 8. He's in the playoffs, and yeah, guys, I truly thought he would be eliminated in like the round of 16. Like, he was one of my picks to be out in the first round, but man, for Brian Blaney, ever since the playoffs started, he's been on a roll. So yeah, and let's go ahead and get started with the race review. So the pole was won by Eric Almirola. Yes, so Almirola won the pole. Stage 1, no really anything big happened other than Ross Chastain trying to thread the needle and Kyle Busch like getting up into him, and Ross Chastain hit the wall and collected Christopher Bell. So yeah, and then Ryan Blaney, the winner of this race, won Stage 1. So yeah, Stage 2, nothing really major happened as well, other than we saw, guys, this race was way better than the one in the spring. In the spring, it was mostly 2 wide racing, and meanwhile in this race, 3 and 4 wide racing almost throughout the entire field. So it was awesome, very beautiful sight to see. So yeah. So Ryan Blaney won Stage 1. Brad Keselowski won Stage 2. Nothing major happened, but other than we got some speeding penalties I gotta talk about. Eric Jones and my guy Denny Hamlin had a speeding penalty, and yeah. And it was also funny as well to see people getting triggered in the fan stands, giving Denny middle fingers and stuff like that. It's funny, man. It's hilarious, man. I was laughing, so so yeah. But anyways, Denny Hamlin, he ended up finishing third, and we'll get to talk about that in a minute, because Ryan Blaney was in a photo finish with Kevin Harvick. We'll get to talk about that in a little bit. But Stage 2 was won by Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski was my main pick heading into this race. And so, yeah, and he ended up crashing out. So, yeah, he ended up crashing out on the front straightaway with Carson Hocevar, Ty Gibbs. He actually ended up going airborne, so that was big. So, but luckily he didn't flip, thankfully. So his cars went up and then went back down. So Keselowski didn't flip. His car went off the ground just a bit. So yeah, and then also on pit road at the beginning of stage number 3, something happened with the fires. There was a fire situation involving a fuel can. The fuel can was on fire, and yeah, there was smoke coming up. And once I first saw that in person, I was like, what was happening? I didn't know what was happening. So yeah, you guys can even see that in my vlog coming out this week. So stay tuned. So yeah, so that, and then stage 3 was really crazy. Denny Hamlin a lap down was helping Bubba Wallace. So in there, and the way Denny Hamlin was able to like thread the needle heading and merging into traffic, that kind of scared me a little bit. But it was all good. So yeah. So and then we have another caution for debris, and then the final stage happened, and it was battle between Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, and it was either between a Ford or Chevrolet, because all the Hendrick drivers were literally right there. Alex Bowman, Byron, Elliott, Larson was in the mix. We got other Toyotas like Denny Hamlin, was like in the top 5. Riley Herbst was there. Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, those guys. Yeah, it was all, but manufacturers today were working together. So yeah, but 3 and 4 wide racing were big. But man, playoff drivers. There was only like 3, I believe, that finished in the top 10. I think that's Blaney, Byron, and Denny Hamlin. So yeah, those were only the 3 playoff drivers who were able to finish. Denny actually finished 3rd, because you want to know why Denny Hamlin finished 3rd? Was because Kevin Harvick got disqualified for something involving the window. The window, I believe, was like misplaced or messed with. I wasn't supposed to, and as a result, Harvick DNQ'd this race. I feel bad for you Harvick fans, because man, I really wanted Harvick to win this race so bad, but Blaney, Blaney, even if he did finish 2nd, Blaney would win this race regardless. So yeah, but man, I feel bad for you Harvick fans out there. You guys are, your driver, man, is a really great one. Over like 60 wins, a championship, should have won the 2020 championship, and yeah, I feel bad for you Harvick fans out there. Your guy is really good, and that may be his best chance he's had at a win. Unfortunately, things just have not gone his way. So, unfortunate there. So, yeah. Wow. Just wow, guys. What a race. The finish was crazy. 3 and 4 wide action and that big crash at the end. Dude, this race, like, wow, this was awesome, dude. This race was way better than the one in the spring by a long shot. So, yeah, wow. This was awesome. Glad I got to attend this race in person. Ryan Blaney was able to get the win, and yeah, 3 and 4 wide racing happened. Playoff implications, Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, 2311 Racing. I mean, they were, like, I think they were somewhat, not really the best, but Bubba, I feel like, was the more faster one than Tyler Reddick. But Tyler Reddick, I didn't think he was ever in the top 10 yesterday. I didn't know if he was or not. So, and it's a shame now, because both 2311 Racing drivers, I believe, are now below the cut line. We're going to take a look at that in a minute, but dude, I predicted Tyler Reddick to make it out of this round. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens at the Charlotte Roval coming up. So, yeah. So now I'm going to take a look at the official results of this race. Here is the official results. Ryan Blaney won the race, finishes 1st. William Byron 2nd. My guy Denny Hamlin finishes 3rd. Wow, awesome.
4th is Corey LaJoy, another top 5 out of Superspeedway. What about that? I think this is his best career finish, beating out that Atlanta finish from this year. 5th is Austin Cindric. 6th is Justin Haley. Chase Elliott spins across the line 7th. Ryan Preece in that Talladega Nights tribute car, something like that. That Ricky Bobby car, 8th. Riley Herbst 9th. Daniel Suarez with the top 10. He's been quiet yesterday, but he was able to finish 10th. Chandler Smith 11th. Todd Gilliland 12th. Chase Briscoe 13th. Christopher Bell 14th. Kyle Larson 15th. Tyler Reddick 16th, Eric Almirola 17th, Martin Truex Jr. 18th, Chris Buescher 19th, AJ Allmendinger 20th, Michael McDowell 21st, Ricky Stenhouse 22nd, Bubba Wallace in 23rd, Joey Logano 24th, Kyle Busch 25th, Eric Jones 26th, Ty Dillon 27th, Alex Bowman 28th, BJ McLeod 29th, Brandon Poole 30th, Harrison Burton 31st with a suspension problem, and Keselowski, Dillon, Ty Gibbs, Carson Hocevar, they were in accidents, and Ross Chastain was in an accident. Kevin Harvick finishes dead last because of his disqualification because of a window situation. Windshield.
So yeah, guys, that is the results. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the playoff standings right on my screen, right up here. So as you guys can see, William Byron and Ryan Blaney are the two guys locked in with wins to head their way into the round of 8. Denny Hamlin, plus 50, points above the cut line. I think he's good. He's practically good. So Denny Hamlin's he's very comfortable heading into the Charlotte Roval. So yeah, Christopher Bell, Denny's teammate, is plus 22 above the cut line. I predicted him to be eliminated from this round, but I mean it's looking less likely unless he has a horrible day, horrible something bad happens to him at the Roval. Chris Buescher's plus 19 above the cut line. Truex Jr. is plus 17 above the cut line. Kyle Larson, I predicted him to be eliminated from this round as well. He's plus 15 above the cut line. And then right on the cut line, Brad Keselowski, who crashed out of the race, he's still plus 2 points to the good. But now here comes the drivers who are now below the playoff cut line. So Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace, the two 2311 racing cars, are -2 and -9 below the cut line. Tyler Reddick, he did win on a road course this year, so he could still advance, but we're just kind of waiting to see. And Brad Keselowski, this year he hasn't really been good on road courses. So yeah, I predicted Brad to make his way into the round of 8 because I had a feeling for this race, Brad is going to be collecting a lot of points. If he didn't crash out of this race, I think he's going to be in a good position in the Charlotte Roval. That's how I feel. If Brad didn't crash out of this race and he would get like a top 10, I think he's going to be in good shape, but he crashed out. And then Ross Chastain, I predicted him to be eliminated from this round. That team has just really been underperformed this year. Well, not really underperformed, they're just doing slightly worse than last year. Just a little step backwards from last year. And then Kyle Busch, -26 below the cut line. He was one of my championship 4 predictions. But now he's now -26. So, hey, I mean, anything can happen. It's the Roval. So, yeah. So, yeah, guys, in conclusion, this Talladega race yesterday was really good. Like, so good. And, man, what a race. And what a finish. Photo finish there between Kevin Harvick and Ryan Blaney there. And, guys, I'm going to rate the YellaWood 500 a solid 9 out of 10, or 9.5 out of 10. A 9.5 for this race. So, yeah, a 9.5 out of 10. So, decimal score, a 9.5. If you round that up, that's technically a 10. So, straight up, almost a perfect 10 out of 10 score for this race. So, yeah, what a race. What was awesome. Congratulations to Ryan Blaney. Man, now we only have 5 races left of the season. We got the Charlotte Roval, Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville, and Phoenix. It won't be long until we find out who's the NASCAR Cup Series champion for this season. So, yeah, guys, anyways, what do you guys think about this race? Let me know in the comments below. I had a fun time at the racetrack this weekend. And, yeah, so, anyways, what a race. 3 wide, 4 wide action. And, wow, that was awesome. And, anyways, this is Preston signing off. Peace out.